Mm, mm, mm. YouTube, we back at it with another video. Got my boy Andres in this thing. Hold on. I said that wrong. Andres. Quit playing. So you gotta roll that tongue. But in this video, what I'm gonna be doing is a taper on this guy. So y'all lock in with me. Hold on, Granny. Granny back there. Hold on now. Come on, grandson. Get in there, Granny. There we go. All right, Granny. I'm dead. Let me chill out, man. Let me lock back into the video, man. But anyway, I start off with a 2, and then I go into my 1/2. There's gonna be a different type of fading technique. The only thing that's different is I'm gonna set my guideline a little different. So this is in the title is gonna be, or as y'all saw from the title, it's gonna be called Advanced Technique. Okay, so this is, it's not a simple guideline that I chose to do, but throughout it, I'm gonna show you the reason why I set my guideline this certain way, because he's doing a mid taper fade. So, like I've mentioned before, there's so many different names that you can give a haircut or a fade. You can call it a low mid, a mid high, low fade. You know what I'm saying? So this one I would say is like kind of, a low mid fade. Just because of the way I set the guideline in. You see what I'm saying? So I set it right underneath the C cup. Took away the C cups because there's gonna be no C cups on here, and I made it into the shape of an arrow, like a huge arrow. So, and then I cleaned it up with the shavers, as y'all can see, just to get it razor ball closer to the skin. So, and this effect is going to leave the majority of the hair that I debulked just a tad bit darker. It's not going to look so bald. You see what I'm saying? Or it's not gonna be so high up. You see, so I'm keeping the shape with my lever guard, or with my lever open, no guard, using the Andis Masters. And I've explained to everybody that cuts hair that I've came across is you need a pair of masters when you are cutting, especially straight hair or anybody with curly hair, because the Andis Masters, they don't call them Andis Masters for anything. So I really advise that you get you a pair of masters if you want your face to be taken to another level. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tell you a joke, but I never tell you a lie. You see what I'm saying? So get you a pair of masters. I use the masters only when I'm doing my first guideline and taking the guideline out. So as y'all know how I do, I go fully open, halfway closed, and then fully closed. And that's what I'm doing right here. And I'm also stretching the skin. You need to stretch the skin to really clean up that line that you've created. You see what I'm saying? So I'm only using about roughly 3 teeth of the corner of my blade, and just just cleaning that up, getting as close to the fade as possible, and then do a little detail work. I get my my babbler's trimmers and I clean up that line that I created. Whatever you set your guideline in is what you'll be able to take it out with as well. Excuse me. So that's one thing that you want to keep in mind, and you don't want to, bring it all the way up, because then you'll create another line, and that's what we don't want to do. We just want to kind of just nudge at it, just to, as a barber, some barbers will be able to look at it and be like, man, it's just a tad bit more line that's still left in there. So, that's something that you want to keep in mind when you're doing that. So right here, this is another. I'm doing a lot of advanced motions in this video for those that have been cutting maybe 6 months to a year, and you may be trying to get a little faster. As y'all noticed, I did go in with a 2 guard, but more than likely I'm not going to go in with a 2. I for the rest of the fade I ended up using, sticking to my 1.5. But right here, this is a 0.5, and I'm treating it as a 1 guard. So The reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like with the point 0.5, when you open it halfway and set in your second guideline, you can see it. You can actually see that guideline that you've created. So that's one reason why I use the point 0.5 as a 1. So, and then another reason is I'm going to detail with my point 0.5. So I'm going to open the lever slightly all the way, but I'm going to detail between the point 0.5 that I created with that middle line. So I'm going to do all of that with that one guard, instead of putting on the one guard and then taking out the middle line, then doing extra work with the point 0.5. And right here, I just went in straight with no guard on my Andis Masters. Like I said, this is another advanced technique. So I'm eliminating steps so I can get down a lot faster. Like I said, I've been cutting hair going on 4 years now, so I'm not afraid of taking a risk or making a mistake, because if I do, then I know what I need to do to to fix it, or to make that fade just to look a little better. But like I said, if you've been cutting for a little minute, then I suggest that you try this technique out. You don't have to necessarily try out the whatchamacallit, the arrow guideline. And this isn't a technique that I've created. I've saw countless barbers do it. The first one that I saw do it was 360 Jeezy. But on this side, it's the same steps, and we just going to do the same thing. And like I said, the guard that I'm using is a 1-5, and I just flick out. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes some people will go with a 3. They'll walk it down all the way from 3 guard, then a 2, then a 1-5. Then you can down fade from there. But like I said, that's not the way that I cut. I've set up a system for myself that works for me, that I like. So what I do with the 1-5, I walk it down all the way to closed. So I'll go fully open and I'll flick out, just to be on the safe side, and I don't want to take off too much hair. And then I go halfway closed and then fully closed with the 1-5. So that's me deep bulking. So that's how I do my deep bulking technique. And then I can't remember if I did use the shears on him, but typically I do. I think I might have cut that out, but if I do, then I'll show you. If not, then I got more videos of me doing some shear work. But yeah, so we cleaning it up at the bottom just to get it razor bald and everything like that. But that's one thing I suggest. Don't be so complacent with how everybody is fading. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can try different things. You can try different ways to cut, to get faster. If that's something that you really trying to do, you can do that. Like I said, this is a good way to cut. I feel like I can just see all of my guidelines when I do this. You know what I'm saying? When I walk it down from a 1-5 instead of using the 2, like, yeah, you're cutting off hair, but it just takes too much time, and that's what we're not trying to do. We're trying to eliminate some time, and especially if you got people waiting on you. Of course, you don't want to rush. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to rush through it or anything like that. But still, you know what I'm saying? You do want to take your time, but at the same time, be aware of if you somebody who got some cuts and you're trying to get faster, I highly suggest it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just want to also say thank you for those who have subscribed already, and I definitely got a whole lot more coming to the channel, man. So it's gonna be fun. Like I'm gonna just show y'all what I got planned. I'm gonna just drop the video and you're gonna see what the title is. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm gonna say is that I'm thinking outside of the box when it comes to growing my business. You see what I'm saying? And that's something that I suggest to think outside the box. Like, if it's something that you truly trying to eat off of, as as your career. You trying to, is this, if this is something that you're gonna use to provide for yourself or for somebody that you're with, whatever the case is, you know, I suggest you think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just be banking on, oh, I'm gonna go to a shop and I'm gonna just cut hair there, and end the story. Like, that's just boring to me. Like, I'm not thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking outside the box. I'm thinking beyond the chair. So, like I said, I want to have income coming from countless places, not just clients, but also YouTube, sponsors, whatever the case is, to really get noticed. So I can just eventually cut hair when I want to, and I can choose who I cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll still have a lot of clients, but I choose what I want to do with my business, and that's really that's the ultimate goal. You know, like I said, I'm just happy that I've been able to, you know, grab hold to something that I truly love to do. You know what I'm saying? And I advise anybody that who is trying to do something, with your life, chase your dream. I'm still young. I'm still chasing mine, but I know I'm finna eat off of it though. That's what's crazy. Like, I see it now. You know what I'm saying? Um, but let's jump back into the fade though. So yeah, I did end up doing a design in the back of his head. It's a cross. Um, and the way I started it off was I did draw it in with the white pencil. So if you're not somebody who's an artist, and you can't freestyle like I can't, I suggest that you definitely draw it in with a pencil before you go straight in. Just because you don't want to end up messing it up and then it comes out ugly. Like, at least this is a safe route. Like, at least you have a way out. Like, if you draw it and it looks a little ugly, you can just take some alcohol and or rub it on the brush and just wipe it off. You know what I'm saying? Now, um I don't do designs frequently like that, but I've started to do it. You know what I'm saying? um so you can check out my IG, and go check out some of those things. Excuse me. It is almost midnight, and I am doing this voiceover right now for y'all. But hey, we gotta get it, man. Little thing you gotta sacrifice, man. You gotta sacrifice some sleep. Um, but yeah. So we doing the same steps. I debulked first, like I said, with the 1.5. Cleaned up around the surface of the head on both sides. Debulked where the ear is, where the neckline is. That's, like I said, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is when people do not knock down the hair length on the sides of the ear, and they just leave a whole bunch of hair there. Like, it doesn't stand out. Like, the neckline does not stand out. Like, well, I ain't gonna say almost. No, you definitely want to give them like a neckline fade. Not necessarily like a fade that I'm doing in the back of his head, but just taking like a. Now his hair is straight, so I wouldn't be able to put like a one guard on there and try to. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And try to go with the grain and knock his hair down to a one length, like I would do with somebody if they had coarse hair. But for him, I would put the 1.5 on, close it, and then just hit it underneath. Um, I do have me doing that, if I'm not mistaken. I should have that in here. Um, and the reason why is because, like I said, you want that neck lineup to pop out, and it's gonna make the neck taper pop out, and it's gonna make the line last a whole lot longer. Versus if you just left it, just jump straight into the fade, did the fade in the back, and didn't knock off anything around the hair. One, you're gonna be fighting against a lot of hair, and it's just not gonna look as neat. When you're doing a haircut, me personally, I think what makes a haircut stand out is the shape of the hair. You giving it a style, you shaping it. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the biggest things that I look at in a haircut, is like, man, It's the haircut is nicely styled. Everything is cleaned up. You can just see the whole entire fade from different angles. So that's one thing that I highly suggest that you do is, knock those hairs down to a certain length. So whenever you go to line it up like this, it's just gonna be a one and done, and you ain't gonna be sitting there for a good 5 minutes trying to get the neckline so sharp, or trying to give it that ash mark look. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving y'all all free game right now. I'm not even charging y'all for this. I'm giving y'all the game. So you know what I'm saying? So that's something that I suggest that you do, because it's just gonna make everything look a whole lot cleaner, a whole lot smooth. You know what I'm saying? So I suggest that y'all do that. But and like I said, y'all can start your guidelines, or start your necklines however y'all want to start it. Sometimes I'll start at the top of the ear and then curve it and then start going down, or sometimes I'll start right in the middle of the neck and go down and then go up and come around. But it's, what I'm saying, like I said, I don't really be doing stuff religiously when I be cutting hair. Like I said, I like to give myself a challenge, and I like to try new things that I've seen another barber do. So that's just me. That's what I like to do. I don't like to be complacent. Like I said, like with my thinking and the way that I want my career to go with this is, it's not so much on I just want to cut behind the chair. Like I said, I'm thinking outside the box. I'm trying to get money from every avenue. You see what I'm saying? So let's get back into it. So I start with the vertical bars, and I knocked it down to a good length. That's another thing. And I'm gonna show y'all. Y'all gonna see what it looked like before I do the enhancements. That's what he booked. I call it the sauce cut. That's what I call the enhancements. When you get the fiber spray and the pencil. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna show y'all, man. Like, do y'all see how blurry that fade is? Let's just take a minute. Okay, let's take a minute real quick and see how blurry that fade is. Look at that. Lord have mercy. Okay. Man, I be shocking myself sometimes. I ain't gonna even lie to you. But yeah, that thing is blurry. Okay. So this is what I do too. So I'll start with the vertical bars, and then I'll start with the corners, and then I'll meet it in the middle. So this is another thing too, and I'm gonna show you how to finesse. He got like a light cowlick in the front of his head, and that's not where his original lineup is. I'm just lining up his bangs. You see what I'm saying? So we don't want to give him a big old forehead. So now I start in the middle, and I work my way from right to left. I highly, highly suggest that you try this technique with your lineups. For one, because you're gonna be able to see which side is higher and which side you need to bring up, or what side is a little lower. I love doing this technique. Like I said, some people like to start in the middle of the head first and then do the vertical bars. Whatever works for you. But if you coming to me, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you what works for me, and I'm gonna tell you what's a good idea. So we kept that little cowlick right there. We kept that light, so y'all can see this is. So I was done with the cut right here. That this cut was done without the enhancements. I did this within 35 minutes. This was 35-minute cut without enhancements. So y'all just saw the lineup without enhancements. So now I didn't sped the video up, and I'm just gonna show y'all the enhancements. So I do the fibers first, and then I like to line it up and then come behind it with the spray. That's just how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Some people put the spray on and then they do the fibers and stuff like that. But honestly, there's no certain way to do it. Like I said, whatever works for you, that's what you do. So we go to line it up. I like to start with the vertical bars once again. That's what we're going to do right here. Okay. And then any excess fibers that were left, I just push it up just to get it even darker. And this is all, and I'm not against enhancements at all, but I'm just letting y'all know that I don't have to use them. Like I said, if there's somebody book it, that's what they're gonna get. But I do not rely on enhancements. And to tell you the truth, I haven't. I really just started being like actually getting into enhancements like really this year. Like I'll say when I started school, really like in the middle of me being in school, I really started like getting back to it because I stopped myself from using it because I'm like, man, I want my cuts to sell without it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I suggest if you using enhancements right now, I suggest you stop. If you just only been cutting for like 6 months, or even matter of fact, if you just starting off, I would stay away from enhancements because you need your cuts to be crispy, and people need to think that your cuts are enhanced already. You see what I'm saying? So you need to have no shame in showing what a natural lining looks like. You see what I'm saying? But so right here we gonna spray it with some black spray. We don't be going crazy on it though. You see what I'm saying? But and that's another thing too. Don't be complacent in the hair texture that you cutting, because this hair texture right here, I feel like this hair texture is a lot fun. It's a lot of fun. It really shows your talent. Like if you can cut with scissors and get that hair cut down to a certain length, you doing something. And so we lock it in with some hairspray. That's the only time I use hairspray on straight hair, as if I'm like putting some fibers on it or some spray. And then lastly, dang, I cut out me putting the pencil on there. Okay, well I did. So right here I hit it again, and I put I put the white pencil on there, and we lined it up again because we got to lock everything in. But that's what I ended up doing right here. So, and then he asked for a little eyebrow slit. But man, do y'all see that fade is blurry? It's blurry. You understand me? Okay, it's blurry, man. Hey, this one. Y'all need to run it up, bro. If you ain't subscribed to the channel by now, if you ain't followed me on IG by now, please do that, okay? As y'all can see, this video is coming to an end. So if you was able to sit through this 23-minute video, I just want to say appreciate it. Please leave a like. Share it to somebody, recommend somebody like, hey, if you in the DFW area, man, get your hair cut by Baby Boy Cuts, man. You know what I'm saying? That boy feeling the fade. So yeah, y'all do that for me, man. And I'll see y'all on the next video. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up. Appreciate you.